Thanks, Kevin. Appreciate that. Super. I really appreciate what you said there about a lot of that sales training. I'm going, yep, definitely, yep. And one thing that kind of really struck me was, when do you leave? Like, when do you leave that guy's place? And what I have patterned in my life is I don't want to waste your time. So if I'm not wasting your time, I'm still good in your eyes. So typically what I will do on that situation is I'll go, Kelvin, I appreciate your time, and I don't want to waste your time. So I appreciate, I probably should get going. If the customer doesn't want you to go, you will know. Because they'll go, oh, no. Dude, it's good. It's all good. I'm like, okay, I just want to be respectful. So I just want to build on that one a little bit. There's so many things in those slides that I wanted to build on. I'm like, oh my goodness. And I know he wanted to build on them too, because there's a lot that you can build in that process. What I'm going to be talking about here this morning, and I'm going to try to slow down. I'm one of those extroverts who ramble like crazy. And he talked about two different people, that introvert who just, I'm just a little too quiet. I don't think I could be a salesperson. I honestly envy those folks because they can actually listen. Whereas guys like myself, I gotta work at that. I have to literally make eye contact and go, it's like, I got 3 kids, okay? I know what the he-hoos are. You guys have never had kids? That's Lamaze. Or is this just back in like the 70s or 80s women did this? It was the he-hoos. You got relax, gotta relax. So I really appreciate the guys that are relaxed on it. I ran across a video on YouTube about 2 days ago, and I thought, oh, that's awesome. So this guy's talking to a bunch of realtors, and he's doing sales training for a bunch of realtors. So let's keep this in mind. He's not talking to agronomists. He's not talking to farmers. He's talking to realtors. Okay? But the way he approached that first meeting, I thought was awesome. And again, the way he approached it and the way we may approach it could be slightly different on our approach, and that's totally fine. Get this open here. So, let me just bring this up. I tried to have this all on a nice PowerPoint type of thing going on. And some of you who know me going, oh man, Reiny's great at technology. I sucked at it when it came to this, because I could not embed that video into my PowerPoint or into what Apple's got for their style of PowerPoint. So I'm doing it totally different.
I'm going to ask some questions of you folks. Questions that you've been asked before. Let's see if we can play along. Who do I want to pick on? I'm going to ask you questions you've been asked before in your life. You should be ready to answer. Your name, sir, is? Dave. Hey, Dave, how are you? So I just asked Dave, hey, how are you? A question he's been asked before. And Dave's little voice kicks up in his head and says, I know this one! And he says, great. Questions create conversations that lead to relationships, create opportunities. That's what drives actions and change. Dave has just proved to me that we are so efficient with language, we fail to be effective. What he did is he answered the question and shut the conversation down. You gave me a level 1 answer. That was exactly what I was looking for at this part of our time together. You did it perfectly. Let's see if I can get somebody to get me to level 2 on this question. Who's got the power to get me to level 2? I think you can get me to level 2. Your name, sir, is? Lawrence. Lawrence, hey, how are you?
Awesome. Great, then.
See what we got? Is we got level 1.1. So efficient with language, he fails to be effective. He's like, awesome, great. Let's run this straight down to a period. You got level 2 for me, right? Your name, sorry? Kimmy. Hey, Kimmy, how are you?
I don't have
The collective incompetence of this industry is embarrassing. All of you. I'm not picking on one of you, I'm picking on all of you. You say, hey, how are you? We're not level 2! Level 2! Right? You got, I know this one, great. Then he realised the question's great conversation, so he's like, what question can I ask at this point? So he repeats the question to me, and he's great, so therefore how am I? Funny that, right? Funny that however the other person is feeling is the same way you're feeling. What a coincidence. And did you know in this, hey, how are you exchange, there are only 2 levels. That is both of them. Yet we are so efficient with language, we fail to be effective. Are any of you leaders in this business? You wander through your office on a Monday, you're seeing people in the office, you're like, hey, how are you doing? They're like, I'm awesome. You're like, hey, how are you doing? You're like, awesome, like me too. Hey, how are you doing? You're like, I love how much I care about my people. I'm so compassionate. I'm so kind. They don't know shit. You know nothing. Because we're so efficient with language, we fail to be effective. At the time, I'm going to show you something else we do. Young man, you're going to help me with this. Your name is?
Austin.
Austin. Will you tell me about the last place you went on your vacation?
Sure. So I went to Sedona, Arizona, stayed at the Wild Resort. We swam in Oak Creek and just had a great time.
Oh man, I love the area in Arizona. I get to go there a ton. It's a great venue for events. A lot of people are using Arizona, I think, as an event space right now because of the tax advantages that they see. And I was there recently, actually, for an event in Phoenix. I wasn't out as far as where you were, but I was like in Scottsdale. It was a cool resort. I can't remember the name. I go there so often. But I don't know if I told you, I'm a professional speaker. I travel all the way around the world. I go to all these different places. I wouldn't say Arizona is my favorite. I'd probably say maybe Sydney is where I went that I liked the most. I was there for a big event with a company called Volkswagen. They were pretty awesome, and yeah, I've been all around the world. I've worked in 60 different countries. I've worked in 6 different continents. I've written 11 best-selling books. I'm not sure if I told you how freaking awesome I am.
All right, I'm going to stop it right there. That happens way too much. Because you guys have, we have one of the most phenomenal products, in my opinion, on the face of the planet, because everywhere I go, whether it's Ontario, whether it's Minnesota, whether it's Saskatchewan, Alberta, Manitoba, it does not matter. Everybody's having issues in the soil. And who feeds the world? Most of you guys are, how many of you guys are farmers? Actual farming right now. Or how many guys did farm but don't farm right now? Like, we know what needs to be done, so we tend to do what I call data dump. I got all this stuff up there, and darn it anyways, you're going to know what it is. And I don't care, you're going to hear every part of it. We cannot do that, because all you hear now is Charlie Brown. For the younger ones who don't know Charlie Brown is. He just did that. He data dumped, and he wanted to show how important he was. When it comes to sales, 60 to 70% of the talk between myself as quote-unquote sales and you, the customer, 60-70% minimum should be coming from you. Because I don't know where you're at until you talk. So, we gotta work on getting that through to people. How do you ask the correct questions so that they get talking and get comfortable? My big thing is, what's the goal? Okay, so Darren hires, okay, I want you to go out to Ontario. Great. What do you want to do? What's the goal? Because if you without a goal, you're screwed. You got to know where you're at. So what is the goal of what I want to get across here this morning? My goal is to hopefully create a different habit in your own personal life by getting you to do sales training on your own, but not the sales training you're thinking of. My son used to work with me in a previous company, and he's 30 years old, got 5 kids, I got 5 grandkids from him, 3 from my other girl, 2 from my other girl, so I got 10 grandkids. We were walking at the trade show, and he started picking up on listening to books and audios about self-building himself. And he's like, Dad, you've got to get into this stuff. You've got to listen to books. I'm like, dude, daylight's burning, we got to work. How many was raised that way? That's the way I was raised. Daylight's burning, get out there and work. And if you're sitting down reading a book, you're lazy. That's the way I was learned. He got me onto audiobooks. And I'm telling you, it opened up how I talk, how I communicate with people. It got rid of the, and I'm going to show you an example of that here later on. It opened up everything for me. So, if I can bring home that is what I am going to aim here for you. So let's just continue on with what Mr. Wonderful has to say.
That was fun for you, right? Yeah, I was just like, wow. At what point is he like, where's the exit, right? Where's the exit? Austin, can we try this again?
Sure.
Tell me about the last place you went on your vacation.
Well, I went to Las Vegas here for a mortgage conference, and it was just fabulous. You know, a lot of great keynote speakers.
Yeah.
And I took from Fire Road, like you mentioned earlier.
Sure.
So that's great, yeah. But how about for you? Where's the last place you went?
Oh man, I get to travel around a ton as well. I know Vegas well, but what are some of your favorite things to be able to do when you're in Vegas?
Switched it right back right
I
there.
always like to come to a concert or just get out in the community a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe visit the old town straight up or
Oh, wow.
local the resort has to offer.
Yeah. What are some of the concerts you've seen in Vegas then?
What are some of
The concerts, yeah.
The last one was Journey and Def Leppard.
Oh, wow, well, the same event.
Same event.
Wow, that's a combo. Who was better, Journey or Def Leppard? Like, who was it?
Oh man, they were both so good.
So good.
Def Leppard was still big hair, the whole nine.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like, I can't stop believing that. That's amazing. and who were you traveling with? Who were you there with?
Oh, I was with my wife and the in-laws, and it was my first concert ever, actually. So.
Oh my goodness. My goodness, how long have you guys been married?
Now is 7 years. She's a 9-month-old baby.
Oh, congrats.
Yeah.
Congrats. Boy, girl.
Baby girl.
Oh, beautiful.
Aria, like the result.
Ah. Is that what you named her after? That's where she was conceived?
You're good. But no, my wife actually had a dream that we named her that, so we did.
Ah, okay. Same moment though, right?
Yeah.
Got it. Got it. See, this is just Austin and I in a very casual, natural conversation, right? Surrounded by a couple of hundred people. It's fairly casual.
Yeah.
But how much more information do I get second time round? How much more information?
A lot of questions.
A lot more information. It's a touch more fun as well, right? How many questions I prepared? Where did the rest of my questions come from? His answers, right? Which meant I had to do what? Actively listen. Possible.
So what we are aiming at is what question will get your customer to start talking in such a way that all of a sudden now there's a relationship going on there. The chances of a sale in the future, not necessarily that day, are going to increase substantially. When I go to a farm or Huttery Colony or whatever that may look like, I do not put the sale as the focus. Ever. I always put the relationship as the focus. When I went and met Gordon, I'm looking at the relationship. I want to know who this guy is because I want to know if he's somebody that would fit in our team. Because you can always train within reason anybody. But it's tough to train character. Just a little side note, right? But I had to get to know who Gordon was, and that's exactly what happened. If you go out to a farmer's place, and he's like, who knows, 2,000, 5,000, 10, 20, 30,000 acres, don't care. You create that kind of relationship, that's where you want to live. Do not, if this is your first time, bring up the product. Goes against our thinking because it's like, well, no, but I'm here to sell. I know, and he knows it too. He knows you're here to sell. So you don't have to tell him. He will ask you. So what's it all about? Throw out the fish hook. We'll continue on here.
I think one of the most underrated skills in this profession is our ability to listen. And let's just take a look at the word together, the word listen, because it's interesting. The word listen, look at it, it has an L, an I, an S, a T, an E, and an N in it. Here's another word. It has an L, an I, an S, a T, an E, and an N in it. Coincidence? Well, yes, actually, it is. Makes one heck of a point though, right? I wonder how many times that you folks, for fear of being salesy, become sales prevention officers. That you deliver too much information, you don't leave a pause long enough for somebody to sit in it, you don't create a space that is open enough for people to tell you their truth, and that you think that you win by sharing how much you know. Silence is a superpower. Your ability to listen is the same. You're probably hearing from me at this point in time, I care a lot about this information. I care a lot about your industry. I could sit and talk to you folks here for days. But I think perhaps the most important thing for us to think about when we finish our time here together is this point. In the market that we're in right now, our job is to give people enough information to make a decision.
That's it. There's a lot more to that, and actually I do highly recommend you see that video. He goes into the value of a pen, exact same pen, but how it's presented will determine its value. The next one I want to show you here is Vanessa Van Edwards. Vanessa Van Edwards is essentially a human lie detector. She states that she technically is a recovering awkward person. So she went from somebody that when she grew up, she couldn't talk to anybody. She had no date at prom, that type of thing. She stayed by this punch bowl and then all of a sudden was a wallflower. But Vanessa has made an incredible company, has millions of followers. Vanessa, give me a second here, has a really good thing here when it comes to...
You can learn a lot about a person from their voice. The biggest thing is anxiety or tension. We are listening for someone who has anxiety or nervousness because we don't want to catch it. And also, we don't like to work with nervous people. And so it's incredibly important that we signal confidence and comfort with our voice. I want to introduce a clip of Shruti, who came in and sat down and lacked vocal power. I want you to hear what she does with her voice and how we fix it. Tell me about you.
For work, I do some ethics and regulation research across the biomedical sciences. I have a background in science. I study public health.
One thing I noticed about Shruti is she gives away her vocal confidence with her vocal power. So instead of stating her name, stating what she did, she lost volume and she ended up going into a little bit of vocal fry. It is incredibly hard to take someone seriously when they're using vocal fry. But one of the fastest things that you can do to improve your confidence is to take in more breath and to speak with more breath. Powerful people tend to go louder at the end of their sentences. So we end even louder.
I do ethics and regulation research across the biomedical sciences. Yeah, it sounds more solid.
Sounds more solid.
How can you instantly build rapport?
Amazing difference. Actually, when I heard that video, I looked at the two women that were talking and I went, that's not the same woman. But yet it is. Vanessa had her do a few things. Number one, people subconsciously, if they can't see your hands, it bothers them. They got to see your hands. How you hold your hands, where it is, if it's in the power zone between here and here. This is the power zone. If they're just down here by the side, they're not very dynamic and they're not doing a whole lot. And there's not a lot of emphasis to their voice. The lady that, when she first came up, I noticed, because I've been doing a lot of research with Vanessa, not with Vanessa, but on what she does, the lady's hands were below the table. Her shoulders were shrugged in initially. The distance between her earlobe and her shoulder was crunched in. That's a I don't want to be here thing going on. Vanessa had her rearranged. She didn't go into it, but she had to go like this, put her hands on the table, and open up her diaphragm so she could talk more. Her phases, her talking at the end of the sentences didn't go up. I do this and this, and I do this and this and this. I do this, this, this. This is what I'm doing. We're opening up Eastern Canada whether they like it or not. That's what's happening. We're opening up Atlantic Canada whether they like it or not. We will be in there and it will be a presence. And she had confidence. And we will do that. It's extremely exciting. I wish I could tell you everything what's going on today. I can't yet. Anyhow, so that's Vanessa Van Edwards. I am shortening my thing down here real quick because of time restraint, and that's totally fine. This next guy's name is Vin. Vin is awesome. Really like Vin.
Hold with people when you've just met them. Whenever I do an event, okay, sometimes people come up to me. Sometimes someone's shy. They come up to me and they go, oh, hey Vin, I just wanted to come up to you and say, it was amazing. I just wanted to say thank you so much. If I came to that conversation, I went, oh my goodness, what was your favorite part? Hey? Go on, Joe. They'll be like, So what you do is, when someone's talking, listen to their foundations. I recognize rate of speech, a little bit fast, they're nervous. I also recognize volume, a little bit low because they're nervous. Cool, all good. So they come up to me, I just wanted to say, thank you so much. And I go, oh, thank you so much for coming up. I know it's so scary coming up and speaking to the speaker sometimes, but I'm glad you're here. Instant connection, instant rapport. They feel safe. But then what happens is you meet them where they are, and then you take them to where you want to go. So you don't just stay there. So you go, hey, I'm so glad you came up to me. Thank you so much. Hey, can I ask you, what was your favorite part? And then you watch them slowly be led by you. And as you do this seamlessly and elegantly, you watch them come out of their shell because they're in rapport with you now, and now you're leading them to where you want to go. And that's a whole nother level. Off the wood.
What he was talking about there is called mirroring. So it's mirroring the other individual to make them feel more comfortable. Mirroring can be a lot of different things, whether it be physical, vocal, whatever that may look like. The goal is not manipulation. The goal is to make a contact with them, to make them feel comfortable. I like what he mentioned earlier on when he was talking about there's things you do on the phone and texting and emailing, and there's things that you don't do. And there's science behind this. Everything I'm showing you here, there's science behind this. Vanessa has an actual team that they study people on a certain subject, and then they bring out the results. I'm skipping a video that shows that, but by all means, you're all going to have my number by the time the end of the day is gone. I will send you these videos, because that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to help you out with that type of thing, and then start following these people. It is extremely interesting. But getting back to communication end of it, there's something what's called the 738-55 rule. 7% of our communication is actually through the written word, whether that be via text, email. It's a written word. There's no emotion to it. There's no verbal pausing. Nothing. It's simply flat, this is the message. Social media has tried to bring it up a little bit by putting emoticons behind it. Well, Calvin, I got a message from you the other day. Why are you so ticked off at me? Well, I'm not ticked off. Well, dude, like you said this, this, and this. Why didn't you put like a smiley face behind it or something? I had an individual, this is about 8 years ago. We were working very closely together. He was my partner in what we were doing in a ministry. And we were texting, and we finally got down to the point going, dude, we cannot text. But if we got something important to talk, we got to either talk on the phone or physically see each other. 7% is only written. 38% actually is on a phone. Now you've increased the level of communication from 7 to 38 plus the 7. Now you've increased it to 45% if you get on the phone. Because now they can hear what you're saying and they're getting, okay, so that's what he meant. Okay, so that's what he meant. 55% of communication hasn't even started yet. That's our body language. You can say things very sarcastically, which I am very fluent in sarcasm when you get to me. Stop smirking, Walter. I've known Walter for a few years. And unless you see the person's body language, I'm going to tell you right now, if you're going to work with a colony or somebody large who doesn't have a lot of time, meet them in person. You got to get that 55% of that communication working for you. I walked into Monterey Colony one time. I sold them, I worked for John Deere for 6 years, and I sold them some swathers. And I was really good friends with the farm boss and his wife, Linda. And she looks at me and she goes, I just got glasses. So I need them for seeing far, so the lights are blurry at night, and near, so I can physically read. So I have my glasses on. The first time she saw me with glasses. Knock on the door. She opens the door. All right. Them glasses, they make you look smart. You just told me I was stupid. Like, seriously, you did. You just told me I was stupid. What do you do with that? You laugh. When you take your glasses off, it means you're saying something important. I took them off and went, thank you so much, Linda. I'm going to wear these suckers every time I want to make a good impression then. Anytime you can interject some comedy in with your clients, that is great. But be very careful of that because they might not be a ha-ha type of person. Okay? I'm going to scoot along here real quick. So Vin, you might look at this and going, well, I'm an introvert. I can't do this. This just isn't me. I got to do something different. Well, okay, I want to show you who Vin was at the very, very beginning.
Often when people look at me, they make the assumption,
oh, then you were born with the gift of the gab. You've always been able to talk like this.
no, that couldn't be further from the truth. I'm going to show you the video of me from just over 9 years ago. It pains me to share with you this video, but I want to prove a point.
Hey everyone, welcome to my garage, office / home, where I sleep, everything.
The reason I shared the video is simply because I want you to know that this, for me anyway, is not a gift. It was a skill. And I show that to hopefully inspire you so that you will begin your journey developing one of the most important skills in the world, your ability to communicate, your ability to connect with other human beings. Until you take responsibility and build this skill set, nothing changes. Don't be so attached to who you are in the present that you don't give the future version of you a chance.
There's a really beautiful quote that I want to read to you, and it's on the wall over here.
That's my oldest daughter. No, it'll go away. Go away. There you go. So what I'm getting at is this. You might look at it going, that's easy for you. You can do public speaking or whatever the heck it looks like, or you're natural at that. Vin was not natural at it at all. I saw more of that in the first video, and it was horrible. But he learned how to get there, and the way he learned it was by studying that. And I said to my son, when I saw my son at that trade show and we're walking, and I said, buddy, he's 30 years old. I went, someday, when I grow up, oh, I want to be just like you. And he looks at me, he starts to smile, and I'm, yeah, no, actually, I'm serious. I am so proud of who you became. He came from the carpentry trade, went into sales, took sales training, grabbed a hold of it, started watching this and getting into books. I want to say that kid because it was my kid. He absolutely transformed over a year. His wife said to me, she goes, he doesn't sit down on Nintendo anymore, playing with, Nintendo for all hours of the night. He actually listens and reads books, and he's got a hunger for it. It can happen. So, what do I do? Thank you for asking. This is what I end up doing. I downloaded an app called Audible. This is an app you download. The cost of it is about $16 per month. With that $16, you can purchase, it gives you 1 credit and it gives you a credit for a book. I have many different books within it. All I simply got to do is, as I'm driving, and most of us are driving, use your vehicle as a university. I don't really listen to the whole book all at once because honestly, there's a lot to take in and it's so interesting. Learning isn't something you did, it's something you do. I've got a lot of books I could actually show you. This is one of the ones that she has, Captivate. I'm about 3/4 of the way through it. Phenomenal book. This is one way I do it. The second way I do things is through, I'll just leave that up there. The second thing I do is through YouTube. There's YouTube people that you can watch that have short videos, they have long videos, whatever. Hopefully this hasn't been boring the last half hour-ish. I've skipped over about half of what I want to show you, but that's all right. What I want to do, and I will be doing, because I am going to be doing this, is once a week I am going to have a Zoom call. In that Zoom call, what you're going to see, you will be invited if you want. And I'm not forcing anybody, I've seen that before. You can lead a horse to water, but you cannot make them drink. If you want to better yourself and you want to listen to some more of this type of stuff, on that Zoom call, I'll have maybe a 1 minute or a 2 minute or 3 minute video on either Vanessa or Vin, or there's about 3 or 4 other trainers that I listen to. And that Zoom call will be 10 minutes. That's it. Done. Why? I don't want to waste your time. But I do want to plant a nugget. And if I can plant a nugget and plant a seed, there's potential for it to grow. And it gets addicting. When you start looking at my YouTube channel, it's all on training because I'm devouring it now. I love it. And I have my son to thank for that. One last thing. So, this gentleman here,
For a number of you.
I like this video because there's a lot of big words in our industry. Phenomyces, Slartania, mycorrhizal fungi. When you talk to a farmer that would be my dad's age, and you start throwing all these things out that you're used to, it's part of your vocabulary now. My dad, he passed away back in 2000, but he would look at you like you were Greek or something totally different. And really, what's happening is this is what he's hearing.
For a number of years now, work has been proceeding in order to bring perfection to the crudely conceived idea of a transmission that would not only supply inverse reactive current for use in unilateral phase detractors, but would also be capable of automatically synchronizing cardinal grammars. Such an instrument is the turbo-encapulator. Now, basically, the only new principle involved is that instead of power being generated by the relative motion of conductors and fluxes, it is produced by the modal interaction of magneto-reluctance and capacitive directives. The original machine had a base plate of prefamulated amulite surmounted by a malleable logarithmic casing in such a way that the two spurting bearings were in a direct line with a panametric fan. The latter consisted simply of 6 hydrocoptic Marsal vanes, so fitted to the ambivation lunar wane shaft that side fumbling was effectively prevented. The main winding was of the normal Lotus O delta type placed in panendermic semi-boloid slots of the stator, every 7th conductor being connected by a non-reversible Tremie pipe to the differential girdle spring on the up end of the grammars. The turbo-encapulator has now reached a high level of development and is being successfully used in the operation of Novertrunnions. Moreover, whenever a fluorescent score motion is required, it may also be employed in conjunction with a drawn reciprocation dingle arm to reduce sinusoidal regeneration. It's not cheap, but I'm sure the government will buy it.
I saw that and I'm like, totally what we sound like to some people at some times. I love the girdle arm. That's pretty cool. Alrighty. It is 11:30. Can we maybe do, I want to make sure I leave some room for Kevin. Can we maybe do I want to take you guys through what's a CRM. Totally shifting gears here. I run 2 CRMs. CRM is a customer relation management tool, in a nutshell. And I haven't totally met, actually, any of you guys yet. When I meet you, and I get your name, it's going to go into my CRM. So I'm going to know what your name is, your phone number, and what I physically talked about. There's a note in there, a place to put notes, and I pop down what I said to you. Because if you guys are anything like me, like I got white hair now, I got 10 grandkids, look, it's like, and it's gone. I'm going to remember a conversation later on and go, oh yeah, that was right, awesome. That's what a CRM does for you, and it actually can remind you, if I'm saying, okay, I'm sorry, your name is? Dean? Okay, so Dean, if we made an appointment in 3 weeks, or I'm really busy, that's great, not a problem. But come back in 3 weeks. Awesome, Dean. Appreciate your time. Have an awesome day. I'm out of there. I get to the end of his driveway, and I open up the app, and I go, Dean and task, 3 weeks, give him a shout. And then there's a little round thing with a bullseye in it, like looking through the crosshairs. You hit that, it pins Dean's place on a map. So, if I'm in a new territory and I just don't know where it is, all of a sudden now I can go back, oh, Dean, I'm supposed to go to his place. I click on Dean because it reminded me. I hit location. It says, do you want to open up in Google Maps or in Apple CarPlay? Or Apple Maps. Google Maps, whatever you want to pick. And it'll take me right to Dean's place. Of course, I've talked to him beforehand before I go. There's another CRM. Give me 5 minutes. Okay.
You can take all the time you want, because I actually bought Vin's course on the weekend, and I haven't gone through any of them.
Oh, really? Nice. That's awesome. So, there's one thing I want to show you here. There we Okay. All of them studly guys in the background, modeling. Trying. That was a good look on your face there, Rick. He's like, what are you doing? Okay. In trade shows from now on, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be implementing this. That QR code, when they scan that QR code to enter to win that Yeti, it will automatically be recorded into a CRM, and they will be picking off, I've got alkalinity, I've got this, I've got that, I've got this. If they don't want to click it off, no problem, they don't have to. Okay? But it will track your customers, or our customers, and then we will pull those names and actually give them out to the correct people. So that is an active one, so if you actually did take a scan of it, it will actually bring you up to the actual page. Then, on top of the cooler, I had them laser in one of the qualities I'm good friends with, Crop A Nutrition in the corner. Whoever wins it, their name will go up in the top corner or their logo. So that it's something that's personal to them. Change things up. Hopefully you're good with this, Darren. Some of them asking forgiveness later. That one actually went on sale, so I got it for $60 cheaper, and I went, nice, sweet, I like that. But that is going to actually show up more aggressively because it'll be burnt in black on black. But I want to give you guys an idea. In trade shows, we're going to collect names. Everybody knows they get their names collected. They just know it. In fact, at the last trade show, they're like, yeah, no, it's all good. But, dude, we will not bug you if you don't want to be bugged. But at least get your name in. Okay. And he pops it in. Right. Yeah. So here's the thing. Training, like I said, isn't something you did, it's something you do. Later on, I might go through the actual app itself. We'll see how that goes. I am going to be starting this Zoom here next week. I'm thinking on a Wednesday, because typically Monday mornings is coming off the weekend. Wednesday's not so bad. Is that a bad thing? Good thing? It doesn't really matter to me if it's Monday to Friday. I don't care, and I don't care what time it is. I mean, when the sun's up, I'm up and going, so. But I'm thinking somewhere around 8 a.m. Saskatchewan time. Sorry guys in Alberta, 7 a.m. for you guys. And it'll be for 10 minutes. If you want to be on that Zoom, all I need is your email address. Okay? If you don't want to be on Zoom, that's totally fine. I'm good. We can still be friends. It's all good. Not a problem. But if you want to be on that Zoom, we're going to be watching little clips every week. It'll be a different clip and a different thought. Something to maybe push it. Alrighty? Thanks for your time, guys. And I can't tell you how excited I am about this. Like, this company is going to go somewhere. Whether it likes it or not, we're going to push this thing. And it will happen. That's the way I look at it. There's no halfway in between. You either do it or you don't. And we're going to do it. I think we got the right team. So, thanks, guys.